to my channel. Thank you so much for coming or watching. So kind of a switch around again with setup, because my room is now done, so I'm sat on my bed feeling super cozy. I'm loving how my new room looks. I've gone quite neutral with like pops of gold is kind of my theme. So perhaps I will stick some clips of what the new setup kind of looks like where my bookshelf is and things like that, because it's kind of changed, and because I've re-put it back together, obviously all the book placement has kind of switched around a little bit, so that might be of interest. So this is the little bookshelf setup that I've now got going on. It kind of has been made to look a little bit built in, with my makeup drawers down the bottom, and I've cut what used to be my makeup desk in half and then added all of my books like above here. So we've obviously got a shrine to Magnolia Parks at the top here. So I've got a little deer that is a Christmas tree ornament, but I've put him here. I then got Into the Dark kind of on display, and then obviously Never isn't a Magnolia Parks book, but then I've got my other Jessa Hastings ones here, and I want to put the bumblebee right at the top here, but I just haven't got it yet. And this bear here was my grandma's, and I've had him since I was younger. We then moved down a shelf, and I've got my Boys of Tommen series here, which I love, this little hanging plant, and then it kind of just goes down. I've tried to keep authors together as much as possible. I've got Lauren Asher, and these are all like single ones that I've got, and then I've got my Elle Kennedy ones, and then some other singles in the back. These are all my Monica Murphy ones, my Addicted, that I can then hopefully build up when I get more of those. Elsie Silver and Liz Tom Ford, my Becca Mac ones, Lucy Score, then these are some more standalone ones. And then I've got my cute little Christmas tree decorations, so the Magnolia Parks ones that I bought. I think they're adorable. So yeah, this is my little shelf setup. And then I have then got my gorgeous new mirror. So it's quite a big mirror, and I love it, and it's set up on my paneling. So this is wallpaper paneling with like a dado rail to go across the top, and then eventually there'll be prints that go up here, and I'll show you once I've got them because they're fairly bookish. But so we've kind of got, yeah, just hi. You were like perched on top of this earlier, but so these are like fake books, so they open and close, and I think they're adorable. I've then got this little bumblebee. It's a beeswax candle that my mum bought me back from Belgium, and I just think he's so cute. Anything bumblebee related and I'm basically there. Then these are just little matches that I got. This says Pretty Little Things in here, and I've got a couple of these tea light holders milling around. This is then something that I picked up yesterday. Now, it's so cute. It's this little gold person, and they're sat cross-legged reading a book, and I just thought that was insane. Then this candle here says Dreamy, 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 and it's just sat in a little tray like this. And then I've just got another perfume set up here. These are like all my hair bubbles, and a candle, and obviously my Alexa. We don't say that too loud. And then you kind of go around, and the lovely rain here. And then you go around and you kind of got this cute little setup on my windowsill. Eventually in this area here I want to get a book vase, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. But I then picked this up, so I probably never liked this, but it's just a really cute like bubble candle. I actually made this candle from at the company Paddy Wax. So this is quite a prized possession because I made it. And this super cute little plant. It's fake, obviously. I can't keep anything alive to save my life. And then just this cute little gold shelving unit here. So I love this little sign. My mum bought it for me. And then I've got my current read. This I got from Milan. And this little guy, my parents brought me back. Another candle, obviously. Then up here, this is a little bear my mum handmade for me, and this was my grandma's. I made this like pom-pom wreath thing, which I think is cute, and then this is like an unwind bedtime candle, and eventually this is going to have a picture of my dog in it, but I just haven't got that far yet. So over the weekend, today's Tuesday and we just had the bank holiday, Easter bank holiday, and over the weekend I got 3 new tattoos, which is super exciting, and 2 of them are book related, so I thought I would quickly show you. So I have got on my arm here, it sort of goes round and it says, how many loves do you get in a lifetime? Which, if you know me, that is a Magnolia Parks reference. So I'm kind of obsessed. And then on the other arm, I have got this gorgeous book tattoo. So again, it is Magnolia Parks related. We've got a bumblebee flying out of the book here. I've got a bow coming off the bottom. Just realising you can't actually see. A bow coming off the bottom here. And then little weather symbols for like how's the weather parks. So I'm obsessed and I love them. And I also got a little teddy bear on my ankle that is like a drawing of my childhood teddy bear. So I think it's very cute. Anyway, enough of my rambling and discussing other life events. We're going to get on to the 5 books that I read in March. So compared to February, where I think I read 10 or 12 books, one of the 2, potentially 10. I did read slightly less in March, but I really enjoyed the books I did read, and the first 3 were decently chunky books, so yeah, I'm going to talk about those. The first 3 that I read were all part of the same series, so this is the Playing for Keeps series by Becca Mack. These are the 3 that are out at the moment. They've been on my shelf for a little while, and I finally got around to reading them. So the first book is Consider Me, which is, they're all ice hockey romances, so all very sporty. So this one follows Carter and Olivia. Carter is the captain of the team and Olivia is a PE teacher. So she is the main girl in this is the best friend of one of Carter's teammates' girlfriends. I think that all made sense. Her best friend is the girlfriend of one of the main guy's teammates. So that's kind of how they get to know each other. And he's definitely super cocky and she brings him down a peg or 2, and it was super cute. I really enjoyed it. It's a decently thick book and I got through it very quickly. Really enjoyed this series on a whole. The chemistry between these 2 characters was so cute, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I think I gave this 4 stars. So yeah, it's not like a 5-star book, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, I loved it. I would 100% recommend it to anyone who likes a sports romance. This series should definitely be on your list. And then the second book in the series is Play With Me. So that is this one here. And this one follows Garrett and Jenny. And Jenny is Carter from the first book's younger sister. So this is like a best friend's sister, brother's best friend kind of book. And this one was 100% my favourite out of the 3 that I've read so far. It was still a 4-star read, but like 4.5, 4.75 kind of read. I adored the chemistry between Garrett and Jenny. I just thought they had such a spark, and it was a bit of forced proximity, and like she was definitely there. I don't know, there was stuff going on in her life that had obviously not been great, and she was working through that, and I loved how Garrett allowed her to work through that, and he was just with her, and he just, in my head, everyone has flaws, and I think that's one thing that people misread when they're reading books, because like everyone is flawed, and I'm someone who, I don't want my book characters to be picture perfect, because that's not real life, and I felt like these 2 really kind of gave real life energy. So would highly, like, the series is in a whole, but this one was 100% my favourite. Ate up every second. And then the 3rd book in the series was Unravel Me. and again, amazing. This was another 4-star book. So all through so far have been 4 stars, and I can't wait to pick up the next ones that are due to come out. But this one follows Adam and Rosie. Rosie is a single mum, and Adam is the goalie of the hockey team. So you've seen him through the first 2 books. I don't want to give too much away, but you kind of, because this is like the 3rd one, so you've kind of seen him and a few struggles that Adam has been through. And then you're getting to know Rosie. She's a completely new character that has been introduced, which I think is super fun. And you watch kind of their family dynamic. I'd say for me, it probably goes Play With Me, Unravel Me, and then Consider Me, just in order of how much I liked them. But I would suggest reading them in order, not in order of what I liked. So this was fantastic. So far this series has been incredible. I think we have a release date for the next one, but I cannot remember what it's called. But I think we've got a release date for it, and Fall With Me, that's the name that's sticking in my head. I think it's got like a really purple cover with stars and stuff on it. Again, I could be wrong, but these spines look adorable on my shelf. I think they're super cute, and I would highly recommend this series for anyone who is a bit of a lover of a sports romance or romance books in general. They are spicy, so go into that knowing that. I know that's not for some people, so if you're not a spicy book lover, these probably wouldn't be for you, but they definitely give spicy energy. So then the 4th book that I read in March was Lonely for You Only, by Monica Murphy, and this is a Lancaster family novel. Now, the Lancaster prep books are some of my favourite series. Like, none of them are 5 stars, but like I have eaten up almost every single one of them. And I'm so sad to say that this one just did not hit where I wanted it to. This was a 2-star book. I was so bored. I literally didn't care about these characters at all. Yeah, I did not care about them, and it was so sad because I had like every other book I've really enjoyed, but I don't know what it was. So this one is not set at Lancaster Prep because it's a Lancaster family novel rather than a Lancaster Prep one. So the main girl is 18, and then the main guy, I think he's in his early 20s, and he was like a pop star that's hired to perform at her 18th birthday party, and it goes from there. And I just don't think that that was my kind of trope. There was a bit of fake dating involved. It just felt really flat. I could not tell you too much about it because I didn't quite finish it, okay? I think I got to about... yeah, I think I got about this far through, and I had about this much left, and other books arrived, and I just ended up reading those. And so I don't actually know how this ends, and I have no plans to find out. But I do count that as read because there was only like 100 pages or so that I didn't read. 100 pages, not even that, like 50 to 70 pages that I didn't read. So I'm still counting that as I read it because I powered through. And it wasn't that I intentionally didn't finish it or that I DNF'd it consciously. It was just more that other books came and I started reading them. And then this just kind of fell by the wayside, and I just was not interested in picking it up. Maybe one day I will see how it ends, but compared to the way I've loved all of the other books that I've read by her, I'm currently reading Monica Murphy's Playing Hard to Get, the Players series, and I, again, loving it. So I just think it was this book maybe didn't hit it for me because everything else Monica Murphy has ever written that I've read so far I have really enjoyed. So this one just wasn't for me. I would recommend all of her other books way more than I would recommend this one, unfortunately. And then the 5th and final book that I read. Now, I'm incredibly late to this game. Happy Place by Emily Henry. So I'm late to this game for one reason and one reason only. I hate hardback books, and in the UK that was all you could get in like standard bookstores, and this one only just came out in paperback, and I was not going to pay for an author I'd never read anything from before. I wasn't going to pay stupid shipping prices without knowing. And I was consciously holding out until I'd read this one before I read any of her other stuff, because just this one came out or was being talked about, and it hit me right, like everyone's reviews of this hit me right where I know I like books. And I think, yeah, it was just in my head that this was going to be my first Emily Henry book, and so I couldn't get that out of my head. So I'm not going to give too much away, because I think the joy of this book is going in not really knowing anything. All I kind of knew is that they were going on this trip with their friends, the two main characters. So you've got Harriet and Wynne. They were going on a trip with their best friends that they go on every summer. Their friends still think they're together, but they're not. And that is probably the most surface level description that I can give this book. But this was a 5-star book for me. So I got a 5-star book in March, which is great. This was 5 stars. I ate up every single word that was in this book. I cried. I related to these characters in a way that I didn't know I could relate to characters. A lot of the things that Harriet thought and said and felt matched a lot of the way that I am, and I can't relate to the married bit or the engaged bit, but I can definitely relate to a lot of the feelings that she had about herself and her life, and kind of the way that that perpetuated into the way she saw relationships and she treated people. And I think there's so much about friendship and finding yourself, growing up, growing apart, growing back together, all of those kind of beautiful things mixed together. And I adored it. And I could not tell how this book was going to end. Like, I was physically there, because I've never read anything by Emily Henry. I have no preconceptions of how she often ends books or how she typically tends to wrap up characters. I had no knowledge of that. And I genuinely did not know how this book was going to end. And I was going backwards and forwards, and I was like, is she going to break my heart? Is she not? And I just didn't know, and I'm obviously not going to tell you how it ends, but I just thought it was beautiful, and she did these characters justice. Both of these characters got what they deserved, and I feel like their story wrapped up beautifully, and I would read about Wynne and Harriet all over again. And I think that's how I know that a book's good, when I know that I will reread this again one day, because I just loved it so much. Slightly quicker wrap up than last month, but yeah, those are the 5 books that I have read. And then April is my birthday month, so I will be 24 in 16 days from today. So today's the 2nd, my birthday is the 18th. Whether I get too many books for my birthday or not this year, I don't know. I'm going on a trip to Bali in September, so I think a lot of my birthday presents I'm going to be asking for things that I can take with me to Bali. So probably not a massive book haul for my birthday, but you never know. It would be difficult to say that I'm going to get no books, but I'm also very stocked up on books at the minute. I'm currently reading Playing Hard to Get by Monica Murphy, and I know on I want to say the 16th of April, Taming 7 comes out, which is the 4th book in the Boys of Torment series. I want to tell you now, the second that's on my doorstep, I am going to eat up Claire and Gibbsy like nobody's business. If you haven't read that series yet, check trigger warnings, because it's hefty, but I highly recommend Magnolia Parks, and then we probably have the Boys of Torment series sitting pretty much directly below it. They're both just fantastic series that I would highly recommend to anyone who enjoys kind of more of a intense romance. Like, there are spicy bits, but I wouldn't say it's like heavy on that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching my March wrap up, and I will see you again for this very soon. I'm sorry I've been so rubbish at uploading. I have 2 literally sat on my iPad, half edited, from while my bedroom was being done, but I'll probably try and get this one up first, and then you'll have 2 more that were filmed in my living room while I was in the midst of moving, and now that I've kind of got a bedroom back and set up, I will try and film a little bit more, but I think, like I've said before, I work full time, so I kind of just film as and when I have an idea for a video and I want to. I have time and the house is quiet. I'm in the house on my own at the minute, and that is usually my preferred time to film because I hate talking to myself or to a camera, to you guys, to you, but I hate talking just out in the open with my family in the house. Just cringes me out massively, so I tend not to do it. But thank you so much for watching. I would love to know your thoughts on my new like bookshelf setup from the little videos I put in earlier on in this clip. Let me know what you think, but don't tell me you think it's ugly because I might cry. But you know, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again very soon. Please give this video a comment and let me know what books you read in March, and a like if you are enjoying watching an amateur booktuber just muddle her way through this. So I'll see you again soon. Bye!